take a bow, son. I mean that, take a bow.
So it looks like we're actually signing Morata. So after all that speculation of are we going to sign Lukaku, Aubameyang, Belotti, and pretty much every other striker on the planet, we've gone for Morata, which is a strange one because obviously we've been linked with him since 2016. It's looked like Conte wanted him last season, and I thought that was dead really because I thought maybe Lukaku was his first choice. We still don't really know because there's been like mixed reports of who Conte actually wanted, and I do find it a bit strange because Lukaku goes to United and then what, like a week later we sign Morata. There is no way we decided to sign Morata in the last minute. This deal must have been in the works for ages, absolutely ages. It does make me wonder, and I'm not saying this to be bitter, I'm a huge Lukaku fan. I do wonder if Conte actually ever wanted Lukaku or if Lukaku was just a backup, which is why we probably didn't want to pay his agency fees because Morata was so deep into the Morata deal that maybe he was just taking a bit longer than we thought, and if we thought we'd keep Lukaku warm, we obviously failed to do that, or Morata was basically agreed, and then it's... I mean, you never know what's going on behind the scenes, you know? You don't... We moan about it on Twitter all the time, and there's no news and whatever, but I mean, the amount of times that Chelsea have just pulled signings out of the bag, and we weren't even linked with the players, so the media don't really know what's going on, ever. That's all we have to go by, which is why we moan, because if Chelsea keep things quiet, it looks like they're doing absolutely fuck all in the transfer market, so it looks like we're not signing anyone, then we have a right to panic. But it's a strange one. But Morata, what have I seen of him? I've only seen him a few games and like bits and pieces, highlights on YouTube, which I imagine is the same case for most people, unless they like watch Real Madrid out and out. But he seems, he's such a different player from what I've seen to Diego Costa. He seems like a better all-rounder. He's got a bit of pace. He's definitely quicker than Costa. He's far better on the ball. Finishing is so-so. Saying that, he's got quite a good conversion rate, and his minutes per goal ratio, is really good. And the only problem is, and the question mark around Morata is, can he do it for a full season? So if you take what he's done, like off the bench as a squad player, things like that, it's actually really good. I know his actual goal contribution isn't very high, and it's far lower than, say, the likes of Lukaku. However, his potential is massive. If he can continue what he does off the bench for Real Madrid, for example, for an entire season playing, say, 90 minutes, 80 minutes a game, he is a 30, 35 goal striker. So it'll be really interesting to see what happens with him. He'll either be a good link-up player who bangs 15, 20 goals all comps, or he could be sensational. So it'd be really interesting to see how he gets on, especially with Batshuayi as well. It's going to be interesting if we link those guys up, if we play a 3-5-2, or if it's going to be Morata leading the line. There's so many different possibilities now, and I much prefer a link-up striker. One of the main reasons I never really got on with Costa until maybe late last season is that I don't like strikers who only contribute in the box, who only contribute by being a poacher. One of the main reasons I love Fernando Torres, when he was on his day, which admittedly didn't happen that often, but when he was on his day, he'd take the ball back to goal, he'd turn defenders, he'd beat men, he'd link play, get tons of assists. And I hope Morata's that kind of player. I've seen some highlights that showcase his skill, and he can definitely beat a man. He's definitely got that intelligence as well. He's got good off-the-ball movement from what I've seen, and he can link the play really well. So it will be interesting, the type of football we even play. You can't play the same type of football with Lukaku as you can with Morata, as you can with Diego Costa. So it does make me wonder if Conte's going for a different type of style. I don't know. Batshuayi as well, like, as a backup, if he's still going to be a backup, that's going to be fantastic, because he's such a good player, as he showcased sort of end of last season, and we've now got two quite technically good strikers. They both got pace. They could both run off the last man. Costa's off the ball is fantastic, but his actual acceleration was never that good, and he was just never the quickest striker. Not that I ever held him back, but when there was occasions when he'd get like a through ball, and you were thinking if we had like a Daniel Sturridge or someone with a decent amount of pace running off that, he gets that and he's one-on-one, whereas Costa just didn't even get the ball. So I'm really looking forward to the type of football we're playing next season, and I'm really, really delighted that we've actually signed a big name, you know, because it was looking like we were missing out on Morata, missing out on Belotti, missing out on Aubameyang, missing out on Lukaku. So it's turning into quite a pathetic transfer window, but it just shows that you never really know what's going on, and I just really hope we continue this now. Conte's obviously signed this new contract. It's a strange one because it's not an extension. He's just getting a pay rise. I don't know how I feel about that, because what are we gaining out of that? We're paying our manager more and he's not staying any longer. So there's no commitment on his end, really. Apparently Chelsea are actually still wanting to put in an extension on that. So I don't know if Conte basically said, look, I'll take the pay rise, I'll take the contract, but go and sign me these players, back me, and then I'll stay. Because obviously he has got a history of leaving, say, Juventus because they didn't back him in the transfer window. So it's all very interesting at the moment. We're definitely making the right moves. We've brought in Rudiger, we've brought in Bakayoko, who could be a fantastic signing, with paired up with Kante, and we've got Morata and Batshuayi, which is a really good strike force. It'd be interesting to see who our third choice is, if Remy stays or if we go get someone like Llorente, which would make sense because he's such a different player, so we've got so many different options. But I think the football we're going to play next season is going to be so much better, because Morata, I can see him linking so much better with like Hazard and Pedro if we play a 3-4-3. Really, really looking forward to it. So it'll be very interesting. And on top of that as well, apparently Fabregas is going to be playing a lot more next season. Bit of a bizarre one for me, because why wasn't he playing him last season if he realises how good he was? But there you go, as long as Fabregas plays. Or maybe he's going to play 3-5-2 and that makes room for Fabregas, I don't know. Lots of questions, but yeah, we're really making some steps now, and a few more signings are still needed because our squad's so thin, desperately thin actually. But we do need a wing back or two. We could definitely do with a top class inside forward, especially with Hazard being out as well. Or I wouldn't be totally against someone like Misonda or someone getting a chance. Maybe even Kennedy. I don't know what Conte's plans are, so be very interesting to see what happens. But we've still got 6 weeks left of the transfer window, I think. We've got some 3 really good signings in. We've still got loads of money in the bank, so should be a really interesting next 6 weeks of the transfer window. And hopefully we can go into next season with a squad capable of challenging for both the league and the Champions League.